Okay, so the question you were asking about is given the graph of a parabola, how to find its equation. So, probably the simplest way to approach this problem is to notice that the information they gave us includes the vertex. So, probably the easiest way for us to do this is to think about the parabola in vertex form. Right? So we have x minus h squared plus k. So remember, the vertex is the shift left or right, which is this x minus h term, and then the vertical shift, the y value of the vertex, is this k value, right? And then the a is going to be positive if the parabola opens up. It's going to be negative if the parabola opens down. But first, let's start with the vertex. So we notice that the graph was shifted. If we look at the x-coordinate of the vertex being 3, the graph was shifted 3 units to the right. Right? So we know that that's going to be x minus 3 squared. So remember, whenever we subtract inside the function, that shifts us to the right. Whenever we add inside the square, that shifts us to the left. Right? So this is going to be x minus 3. And then we were looking at the y value of the vertex. We noticed the vertex moved over 3 units, moved down 4 units. So that's going to be, negative 4 is the k value, right? So the last piece of information we need to find then, in this case, what's this leading coefficient? So again, if this is positive, it opens up. If it's negative, it opens down. If it's 2, it's a vertical stretch. If it's a value of 1/2, it's a vertical compression. So we need to figure out what that value is. And they give us one other point on the graph. They give us the point 1, 4. So when x is 1, we know y is 4. So I'm going to plug in x is 1 into my equation, and then I'm going to plug in a y of 4. And that will allow me then to find the a value. So the only thing I have left in this equation is a. So 1 minus 3 is negative 2. I get negative 2 squared, which is positive 4. So I get 4a minus 4 equals 4. I'm going to add this 4 to the other side. So when I add 4 here, it goes away. When I add 4 here, I get 8. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 4 so that I can solve for a, and I get a equals 2. So I'll come over here, right? So my equation then is 2 times x minus 3 squared minus 4, right? So looking at this form right here, right? We're plugging in the a value, and we're getting this equation here. Right, let me highlight like that in green. So that's technically our answer. Right? Our answer technically is 2 times the quantity x minus 3 squared minus 4. But usually the directions will say, give the equation of the parabola in the standard form. Right? So, this is the vertex form. Now, to put it in standard form, then I'm just going to multiply everything out and gather like terms. So if I FOIL this term, x minus 3 times x minus 3, I have 2 times that, and then I get minus 4, right? So I get x times x is x squared. I get minus 3x for the outside. I get minus 3x for the inside, and then negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Oops, I don't want to forget my 2 that multiplies all of that. So here's the result of me foiling x minus 3 times x minus 3. So I'm going to get 2x squared. This is negative 6x. So I get negative 6x times 2 is negative 12x. And then 2 distributes in here to the 9, and I get 18. Right? So then the expanded version, right, the standard version of the parabola then is 2x squared minus 12x, and then 18 minus 4 is 14. And there's my final answer for my parabola. Right? So whenever they give us a problem of this nature, they're giving us the vertex. So I'm going to use